You can see how dirty my arm is. My God, it's just gross. I had a watch on, and yeah, that's dirt. Hi everybody, it's Jones back with the third installment of my summer archaeology vlog series. I know it's practically winter now, Thanksgiving is history, and Christmas is right around the corner. So yeah, I'm a little bit late in getting these vlogs done, but I've had a lot going on and I've been making a lot of recipe videos for you to try, and hopefully you've been doing that. But in the meantime, I have been working technically in archaeology. I'm still working at the same job that I told you about in my first archaeology vlog. I'm doing archaeology construction monitoring on Fort Carson, and to tell you the truth, it's a pretty boring job. I don't have a whole lot of responsibility, but they are required to have an archaeologist on site. Unlike a lot of monitoring jobs, I don't have to stand there and watch the bulldozers. They actually have a lot of machinery going on, and it's a huge, large pit that they're digging out, and it would actually be kind of dangerous for me to be hanging out there, and there's a lot of dust in the air and I don't want to breathe that. So I get to hang out in my car and entertain myself, and I've been editing videos and doing blog posts. So if you haven't had a chance to check any of those out, please do that. Watch some videos and check out my blog if you want some delicious vegan recipes. But for now, this video is not about food or recipes. I might throw a little bit of food in there, but it is an archaeology vlog. If you didn't know already, I worked on an excavation project this summer in southwest Colorado. It was really cool. We were excavating a pit house village that dates to about 750 to 800 AD. It was a really cool project, and I felt really incredibly privileged to be able to work on it. If you want to know more about the project, there have been articles written. There's going to be a PBS documentary on it, which might only be Rocky Mountain PBS, but after it's aired, I think you'll be able to watch it online. And NPR came out to visit us. Senator Cory Gardner came out to visit us. So it was a really incredible project and very significant. Now, the sad thing about that project, and something that commonly occurs in archaeology, and the reason that we were out there doing this excavation, is because the Colorado Department of Transportation, or CDOT, is working on this highway project in that spot. They are redirecting a piece of a highway to connect with a new overpass bridge that they've constructed. And unfortunately, that highway plan goes right across a mesa where this pit house village was located. And in some instances where this kind of thing happens, they will try to go around it, but in this case, they're not. They're just going to build right over it. So we were doing what is sometimes called salvage archaeology, or mitigation. So we're basically going out there and digging out everything that we can as quickly as we can, and getting as much information, as much data as we can out of the site before it is completely destroyed, which is what is going to happen. Hasn't happened yet. I think the plans to do that are sometime next year. But we as archaeologists were all very sad about it because it was a very significant site. I'll talk more about that in the vlog that I did back in the summer. Like I said, it's almost winter now, and all this stuff was filmed during the summer. So if you're cold like I am today, because there's a storm coming in and I'm basically sitting in my car out in the middle of nowhere and it is cold, maybe the fact that this is summertime will warm you up a little bit and provide a little entertainment for you. It really was a cool project, and I will put lots of footage in there of the work that we were doing and some of the artifacts that we found. So if you're interested in all that, I hope you stick around and watch. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you, especially if you're an archaeologist. Let me know what you think. And also subscribe to my channel. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button down below and hit that bell if you want to get notified every time I post a new video. And now let's take a little trip into the past like we archaeologists like to do. Hi everybody, it's Jones, the vegan archaeologist. And I know I've been sort of MIA for a while, and it's really been a while since I did a vlog, but that's because I have been busy working in archaeology, and I've been working on what has turned out to be a pretty exciting project. I've been working all summer in southwest Colorado, in Durango, and working on a site that is about 1,200 years old. It's a pit house village. If you don't know what a pit house is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a pit in the ground that served as a house at one time, and it was how people lived in this area about 1,200 years ago before they started building pueblos, which are above ground structures, whereas pit houses are below the ground, and then they would have a thatched roof over the top of it. And it's been pretty exciting. We found a lot of cool things, including burials, human remains, all sorts of grinding stones, manos and metates, and things that people used in their everyday lives. Lots of bone awls or needles, tools, different types of tools, some pipes, all kinds of cool stuff. But doing archaeology is really hard work, and we work long days. We've been doing 10-hour days, 8 days in a row, and then I get 6 days off, although one of those days is traveling because I actually live about 6 hours away from where I'm working. And when I'm working in the field, as with everybody who's working on this job, we stay in kind of communal houses. They rent a few different houses to house everybody. We have a crew of about 15 people, so we live in 3 to 4 different houses, and I have been able to do some cooking because we have a kitchen, unlike times when, you know, I stay in a hotel for other projects. It's a little harder to cook, but I've been trying to do like what I eat in a day or do some cooking while I'm here, but it is difficult because, for one thing, I'm sharing a house with other people, and I don't really feel that comfortable filming stuff when they're around, and also because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a 10-hour day, and we are working really hard out in the hot sun, digging, you know, shoveling, troweling, hauling buckets full of dirt, and it is really hot out there, and by the time I get home, I don't really want to cook anything fancy. I did film some footage at home, my real home, before I left preparing some of the food that I typically eat during the week, because what I like to do is cook a lot when I'm at home and then bring things with me to the house that I stay in while I'm working in the field, and that way I don't have to think too much about cooking. Everything is all prepared for me and I can eat healthy and delicious vegan food and not have to worry about it. Of course, I do resort to some kind of quicker, more convenient vegan foods like Annie's vegan mac and cheese, or I found these packets that are kind of like Tasty Bites, only Tasty Bites typically are not vegan. They usually have cream in them, but I found these at Natural Grocer and they're pretty good. I've only tried the one flavor and it's decent. It's okay. It's not as good as Tasty Bites, but it'll do. You may be curious why I have dirt all over my face. If you can see the dirt on my face, this is because this is what I typically look like when I get home from a day of working, especially the last few days, because the structure that I've been working in has a lot of roof fall. So these structures a lot of times were burned when they were abandoned, whether that was because of an accident or because of warfare, or sometimes they actually intentionally burned buildings when they left them to move on to other places. And so all the roof burns and falls into the bottom of the structure, and then over the next 1,200 years, the pit gets filled in with dirt. And so we had a backhoe come in and take the majority of the dirt off the top of the structure, and then we have to dig by hand the rest of the way down, and there's all these burned beams and just areas that are just charcoal. I mean, it looks like black dirt. And so I'm digging in this all day and it gets all over me and all over my face, and everybody on the crew looks like this at the end of the day. It's pretty funny. We're very dirty people. Archaeologists are dirty. We live in the dirt, we breathe dirt, we eat dirt, all of that. We are, we work in the dirt and we are dirty. So right now I decided to just wait a while to take a shower, because there's 4 people living in the house and all of us want to take a shower immediately when we get home. And so everybody else is taking a shower, and I thought, well, I'll just go out in the woods behind the house that we're staying in, which I love. Being out here in the woods, it's so beautiful. I'll show you around a little bit. So yeah, we've been pretty lucky to stay in some pretty nice houses. I was in a different house for several weeks that we call the Buddy House. We have nicknames for all of them, usually because of what the street name is that they're on. So we had the Buddy House, and the house we're in now is the Oak House, and there's the Pinion House. But the Buddy House was out in the country, and there were horses and cows around, and it was actually pretty nice, very peaceful out there. None of these houses are really close to town, so it's a little bit inconvenient, because if you need something you gotta go all the way into town. So I try to just do my shopping at the beginning of the week and try to stock up on everything that I might need, and that way I don't have to leave the house too much, although we do have group gatherings, group dinners, sometimes either a barbecue at one of the houses or we go out to a restaurant. And it has been really great working with all these people. It's been a wonderful crew. I really like everybody on the crew, and everybody's getting along great.
Yeah, it's spicy with that mineral stuff. So I found this bone. Don't know if it's human or not.
And it's been a really good summer, although really physically demanding and also kind of mentally demanding. It's hard being away from home so much. I do have a significant other and of course my son and my pets at home, and I don't get to see them a whole lot during the summer. And it's really kind of an adjustment when I get home. I don't know, it's just a weird readjustment being at home again. And this is the second to last session for this project, and then it'll be over. And once again, I might be out of work for a little bit, looking for some jobs. Yeah, just readjusting to being home. So although it has been a really cool project and a lot of fun meeting all these people and working with these people and learning so much, not only about excavating but about the culture that is associated with these structures that we're excavating. I've been doing some traveling around the Southwest area. I can't do as much as other people who have a little more freedom, but I have been doing as much as possible, visiting some sites which I will have or may already have posted some videos, but I definitely will have those in the future if I don't have them up already. Places like Chimney Rock and Mesa Verde, and who knows where else I'll go before this project is over. So I'll definitely share that with you. I found this feather in the woods. I don't know what kind of feather it is, but it's big. Boy, you can see how dirty my arm is. My God, it's just gross. I had a watch on, and yeah, that's dirt. I mean, I do have a pretty good tan line for my watch, but yeah, dirty, ew. So yeah, like I said, I've been trying to film a kind of what I eat in a day, but it's difficult with so many people around, and also because I get really focused on my work, and then when I get home at night I just really want to relax. And I have filmed a lot of footage and haven't gotten to editing it because I'm so tired at the end of the day, and then on my days off when I'm at home I have a lot to catch up on. So it has been difficult staying consistent this summer. Pretty much failed at that, but coming up soon here I hope to be a lot more consistent, and I definitely will have a meal prep video coming out if it is not out already. So yeah, I just thought you might want to hear a little bit about what it's actually like working in archaeology, the reality of it, which is hard work, heat, and dirt, and long days, and being tired at the end of the day. So if you're thinking about a career in archaeology, keep that in mind. The other thing is that archaeologists do have to travel a lot. Like I said, I live 6 hours away from where I'm working, and Fortunately, when they do projects like this, the company will pay for places to stay. It might be a hotel room, it might be a motel room, it might be a house, sometimes it's camping. But not only do they provide a place for you to stay, but you also get what's called per diem, which is supposed to pay for any food that you need or entertainment, or basically just the inconvenience of not being able to go back to your own house at the end of the day and enjoy all the comforts of home. So that's a plus because it's extra money at the end of the day, on your paycheck. It's a pretty significant amount, so it really helps a lot. A lot of the archaeologists that I'm working with, most of them are a lot younger than me. I'm the second oldest person on the crew. The one person that's older than me is a man who is about 64, I think, 63. And of course I'm 50. And then our boss is in his 30s. I think there's one or two, maybe three other people in their 30s, and then the rest are all in their 20s. And a lot of them just basically live in their cars and they travel around from project to project. So after this, the company that I'm working for has a project in Utah that is survey, and I've talked about doing survey before. It's basically just walking back and forth in what we call transects over a given area, looking for archaeological sites. And they're doing a big project in Utah. It's covering like practically the whole state. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing that one because it's very far for me to travel, and my son is in school, and I don't want to be that far away and traveling that much while he's in school, because I am basically a single mom. My boyfriend lives with us and he does help a lot with my son while I am gone, but I don't like having to lay that entire responsibility on him. So I'm not able to just travel around to different projects, but because projects are going on all over the US, a lot of archaeologists choose to just live in their cars, and then when they're working they have a place to stay that's paid for by the company, and that way they're free to travel wherever they want, and they save money because they're not paying rent somewhere. But that's not an option for me because I have a family and I own my home, and so I'm pretty homebound, and at an age where I don't think I'd be wanting to live in my car anyway. Maybe if I had a really nice camper van or something like that, but it's not really the lifestyle for me right now. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing when I'm finished with this project. I am looking at some different possibilities, including doing substitute teaching, because it is something that is flexible and can kind of just fill in the gaps between projects. And I also know of some other things in the works, so hopefully I will be doing some archaeology work over the fall and the winter, and I will keep you posted as to what I'm doing with that. But that's something else for you to keep in mind if you are thinking about becoming an archaeologist. If you like to travel and see new places and aren't afraid of really hard work in sometimes adverse weather conditions, then you might fit in with archaeology. But it is very rewarding, and if you are into archaeology, it's pretty cool. It is fun, and I think most of the people doing this do it because they are passionate about it and they do love the work. even though it is kind of difficult. So that's all I really have to say about that for now. But in any case, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit that bell if you want to get notifications when I post a new video. And I promise to have more videos out soon. But for now, peace out.
You were meant to find this, man. It was meant to happen.
I literally had my little mini pick in my hand because of all this like red daubish shit.
Yeah.
Couldn't trowel through it. And I was like, oh look, a corn cob. Nope. There's more.